Hello and welcome to the Roadshow. I'm just going to have a bit of a quick walk around and show you the second kit out on the Hilux. This kit out was designed around the fact that I don't like a roof rack, I don't like the extra fuel consumption, I don't like the weights up the top for the high centre of gravity, and I don't like lifting things on and off the roof rack, such as spare tyres that weigh about 40 kilos. Lots of the guys I know have got very bad shoulders and they've hurt themselves doing these things. I don't want to do it. So the cost of this kit out, one big sheet of 17mm ply, repurpose the boxes, the plywood I had on the box lids, use them to make boxes, bought some plastic crates which were about $8 each, wouldn't have been more than $300. Okay, let's go and have a look at it. The first kit out was fantastic. I made it out of two old bookcases, but it was made out of melamine, very, very heavy. So what I did was I decided that I had to lighten the weight because I was going to do the canning stock route. The other reason was because it was very difficult getting to the spare tyre, and I'll show you that. This is where the second spare wheel goes. And I now have a slide. I just slide her out. It's fantastic. You can kind of see the circle there, shows you where the wheel fits, and I can just push her back in and she's great. Here's just to show you how it works with the slide and the spare. That's it right back. Of course, when I've got fuel and water in, it's actually a bit more forward. But here's a slide, and this is how easy it is to pull out. Then I just pull this tyre forward and it's quite easy to get out then. These are the slats off an old futon, and I built the slide on either side of this tray because my tray, when I put the canopy on, I sealed it so these sides don't come down. So I had the option of reaching in from the top or making these slides. Now the slides are good. I've just pushed them back in, but can you see there is a lip there which is the tailgate? When that is up, when I'm using this for a little bit of a snack or something, I'm limited then for access with these slides because they stick. So that's a bit of a drawback with them. Not sure how to resolve that, but I am going to go to a third kit out soon. I'm still thinking it through. Now these, I got these from a place close to me, and these are a lot lighter than the boxes. So if I'd have known what I know now, I would not have built these plywood boxes. The initial rationale for the plywood was that I was going to sleep in here, but I never did, and I never slept in the previous one either. Even when it rained, I slept in the tent. There's the 17mm ply. I have cut it in half. Well, not quite in half, but two pieces, as you can see, and the reason being is this. I can take out the first piece and I pull the second piece back. So here's the second piece, pull back, and here's the space. So you can see I've pulled it back, and what fits in is my fuel cans, water goes over there, I'm not putting them all in. All the slides come back here and they're fine because I can shut the tailgate, no problem. So taking out that one piece of wood enables me to create this space, which is where I put my fuel and my water for the long remote trips. Now I put the fuel on the same side as the filler for the tank because I do not remove these from the back of the car. I use a displacement pump and a hose, and I put the fuel straight from these jerry cans into the fuel tank without lifting it out no broken shoulders for me. And I have another displacement pump for my water, and I do the same thing. I don't lift the water out. Now I do cover up the fuel and the water with heavy cardboard and plastic, of course, to prevent any spillage. And what this allows me to do is pile up my stuff on top of that, so I don't lose any room. It's excellent, really. So I still have all of that space on top, if you can imagine that, with cardboard and plastic on it, and all the way back down here, and I have plenty of room in the back of this vehicle. Here's the setup in the cab. There's a fridge here beyond the passenger. As you can see, easy to lift the lid, leave it up there while you get your clobber out. My friend made this for me, and this base here, he said, leave a bit of room here, Rona, you often need a little shelf, and he's quite right. Getting the stuff out of that fridge, it's just so handy. I love it. Put my water here so I can access it during the day easily, and I always carry a couple of spares. You can get a 4 in here of these 2+ litre bottles, nice fresh water for your cuppa. Saves underneath the platform there. I've got plenty of room, so what I do is I put a long extension in, so when I'm in a caravan park I can, charge things around the camp without having to stay around the bloody toilets or the laundry or something. This is a Spinifex blind. I just keep that under there. That's quite handy. You always need one when you don't have one, hey? Now this is a setup on the other side from the fridge. This is for the dog at the moment, but I'll take this out when I go away. I don't need that because she's not going on any trips near national parks. To get access to the jack and such, we just cut that piece out. We've got it, the little flap stays open. We put the base across the top, and I just kept that flap and just stuck that there, so that's quite accessible. That's my breaker bar, my plate to put the jack on, and again there's room under here, so I often put my shoes there. But anyway, people do what they want, don't they? A lot of people do put their tyres and water, they hang things off the back, and that is really going to put a lot of pressure on your suspension, and also it lightens your steering if you've got the weight further back than the wheels. So keep it in mind. Try and distribute your weight carefully, and don't overtax the car. I'm going to take this over the weighbridge, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. You will not get the injuries that some people get that overload their vehicles. Okay guys, that's it from the Roadshow. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. Comments below. Love to see your kit out ideas. I'm sure you've got some beauties. All right, see you out there. Bye bye.